Good morning from the West. I'm Cari Champion, and over in the East is my partner who I adore dearly.
Yes.
David Lloyd, also known as D. Leezy.
Thank you.
David, over the weekend, there was drama. There's drama in the land.
Yeah.
Kyrie wants out. There's subtweeting. There's not subtweeting. There's a lot of things happening. What's going on with Kyrie Irving,
Well, here's the deal. Kyrie wants out, but he didn't necessarily want the news to be out, right?
Okay.
And so now he could be unhappy with a certain global icon on his own roster is what we're sort of hearing. Here we go. You ready? Buckle up. It's beginning.
And Dave McMenamin, and you talked about the situation with LeBron and Kyrie as something that has been brewing over the last few months. Tell me, how do we get to this point?
Well, look, I mean, I think planet's orbiting it. I think after a while that gets old, and I think when Kyrie looks at that, and he looks into the future and says, LeBron.
About Kyrie's mindset for some time. Why is that? How did we get to this point outside of the obvious big global picture of he's tired of being the second person?
You know, guard him. And so when you see that and you feel like somebody else is being treated like a superstar and you're not, and you're still trying to break on through to that, it took a lot of people behind that.
When he wants to be a superstar, he is a superstar. He's trying to be a superstar, but someone else is getting the treatment he perhaps thinks he deserves. You say a lot of his unhappiness is with LeBron is about on the court. You talked about LeBron being the focal of the offense. But what about the off-the-court issues that perhaps bother him?
Well, look.
James, he's the greatest player in the world. Of course he's going to get this treatment, and you're not, no matter how great you are. I'm not taking sides, but it's just so obvious.
It is, and yet...
I went out, 07. Talk to me about how you feel as if they're similar.
Well, here's what's amazing.
The way that from my understanding, it makes sense. You're saying that Kyrie is tired of being in LeBron's shadow. He knows he's a star. He is a star. Many people, especially on the Twitter, will say, but if it wasn't for Kyrie's three, and if it wasn't for this, and if it wasn't for that, all true, all great, but you're playing with LeBron. So you, and
but
fairness,
for how much longer?
So he wants out now. Why can't he just stay there and make that his team?
Well, why?
If he knows that LeBron is leaving, why then he wants to go somewhere else and have a fresh start and be around some other stars?
Because it's kind of always going to be.
We can speak to that later. We're supposed to have Stephen A. on the show. Is why that we hear that he's not necessarily happy that the news got out that he wants to be traded. Talk to me about how not having a GM for over a month played into all of this.
So.
Yeah.
Well, the tweet he put out the other night maybe not have been a subtweet.
No.
That was pretty clear.
Yeah.
The Meek Mill song.
Yeah.
That was pretty clear. But when you look at when you look at what David Griffin has had to keep together between Dan Gilbert, who's just going to fire off, that's kind of a lot of what David Griffin did. He wasn't there anymore.
Okay, so you can't blame Kyrie for not wanting to be in anyone else's shadow when he knows he is a star in his own right. Thank you so much for trying to give us some context to all of this. Whether or not you think he gets traded, no. Yes or no, quickly, because they're saying I got to go.
I would say no, not before the season. I think they're going to wait.
All right, that is our Ramona Shelburne giving us the latest. I'll send it back to you guys in Bristol. So fast forward to present day, Jon Bones Jones is cleared to fight. It's a rematch against Daniel Cormier, who joins us now on Coast to Coast. So you're the UFC light heavyweight champion. This is why this is here. I want to make sure that everyone can see that. Recently, you said in an interview, as I'm researching, that you felt Jon Bones Jones beat himself. You didn't have to beat him. Do you believe, as you guys get ready to fight this Saturday, that he is ready to fight? Elaborate on that. The game has changed how, specifically for him?
Because nothing stops moving. You know that. In every sport in the world, it just continuously moves.
What would it mean for you to actually beat Jon Bones Jones? Would it put all this to rest, this beef that you both have inside and outside the octagon?
Well, Cari, that beef's not going anywhere. That's always say, I'm walking away. You just take what I've carried for 2 years.
Okay, so everybody just shut up. Let me hang on that for a minute. And you said you guys are oil and water. That's no surprise. I want you to listen to a recent interview. I want to get your take on it here since you are sitting with me.
Okay.
That's Disney, Jon Bones Jones. So win or lose, will UFC 214, basically, I know you say you guys will never get along, but basically, can you guys walk away respecting one another?
Grow up, man. I cannot wait to smack this guy upside his head on Saturday night.
I'm locked in. I don't know about you guys. Meanwhile, before I let you go, I have to ask you about Conor and Floyd. Your take on this fight, the merging of MMA and boxing.
You know, man,
why is that unfair for us?
Because we cannot. I mean, he's going to fight.
Yeah, anything?
He'll hit him because he's fast,
So he does get a punch.
He will hit him, But again,
MMA, if you will. Conor McGregor loses to Floyd. Let you tell it. He doesn't have a chance. It's unfair for us to say he has a chance. Does this raise the sport? Does this make the sport less intense? Do people look at it poorly?
no.
Or
Maybe
are you saying you're available?
I can only dribble to my right. I cannot shoot. So if you want to lose, hire me, Cavs.
If you want to lose. UFC 214 this Saturday at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Daniel Cormier, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
SportsCenter Coast to Coast. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Right there.
That's called vandalism, and we got you, Guy. That's vandalism. You know that, right?
Let history show that piece of video will be the
court. No, you're not, right?
You know what? When I was
Some
a kid,
say that you're not.
The first rim I ever got as a kid, put it up on a tree. I was like 10 years old. A high school senior came over and dunked on it and ripped it off the tree, and I never got to play again. So this strikes a little bit of a chord with me. We must put an end to this.
You know what? This
Craziness.
strikes a bit of a chord with David Lloyd, folks.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's happened
this
to
is
me. I've been a victim of one of these situations. I still carry it with me to this day. Anyway. Anyway, I've got to...
Okay, David, nothing will compare to the turmoil of when Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers. Complete disarray in the wake of Donald Sterling's departure. But the Clippers did reach a crossroads this summer. Chris Paul is gone, and the team will build around Blake Griffin. ESPN NBA senior writer Adrian Wojnarowski discussed that and more with the Clippers owner. Speaking of je ne sais quoi, the man with all the je ne sais quoi, that would be you. Here's what's interesting, and I'm not saying this as a Lakers fan, but I've always thought growing up here that it would be very difficult for the Clippers to ever really get an intense footing on the fan base. And since Steve Ballmer is now the new owner, it would make sense for them to pack up and go to Seattle. They need a team there, do they not?
Well, I think he's going to make a run of it there in L.A. I got news for you. You know, I feel for your Lakers. Clippers have been the better team over the last few years now, and
doesn't matter.
We'll see how it plays out. I like Steve Ballmer, though. How about he's just sort of enthusiastic?
He's very funny.
He's happy.
He's very funny.
Optimistic.
He's happy. He's a very, very charismatic owner. I do enjoy listening to him, and I've interacted with him a few times. So I think I'll give the Clippers that. Good owner.
He's got a certain je ne sais quoi. He sure does. All right. It is time for our top five. And our judge, who we're going to reveal in a moment, not going to tell you who the judge is yet. But
we have a surprise judge?
The judge is the co-host of the Miss America contest this year.
Oh, wow.
So our top five category is events you'd most like to host.
Okay.
Most like to host. Okay?
Okay. You want to
go first?
Alrighty.
Here we go. I'm going the WSOP at number 1.
David, that's actually a really good list. Very similar to my list.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw my list out there.
Throw it up against the wall.
I'll just sit there and anchor the cover. And speaking of hosts.
It's our friend Sage Steele. Hi, hostess.
Hi, host.
Are you a host or a hostess? How does this work?
Oh, that's good. That's tough.
The co-hostess with the...
Great. And last year you looked absolutely amazing. It's all about the wardrobe changes. That's what I'm there for. How many wardrobe changes will you have, Sage?
4.
I want to take issue.
It
was David Lloyd not your favorite?
I was going to ask a question about the hair and the makeup, but I decided to go a different direction here.
David, I think you should be offended that she said she loves hosting with Chris, because you guys were anchors together for some time.
That
was a long time ago.
Believe me, I take umbrage. Anyway, forget about all the Miss America stuff. Who won the top 5 thing we had there, Sage? What? You're the judge. Who won?
America, what I'm doing, Love Connection is what I would do, and the Olympics.
That's a good one, Love Connection,
Love Connection, you know me. Cari, congratulations, you win again.
Thank you.
Sorry, David.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Yeah.
Congrats on Miss America.
Great stuff.
Mwah.
Great. See you, Sage. Go away now. Go away.
I'm done. Love you.
What is the co-host of the noon hour of Amazing Sports? Did I say that right? How do you phrase that?
What are you talking? I don't know what you're saying anymore.
I'm trying to do Jeopardy.
I think it's you, me. I don't know. Good finish. Good end. Good ending.